Hi everybody, it's Jen and I'm here with the ASC Design Team Project, asccraftsupplies.com or ASC Supplies on Etsy. You can use Scrapping Posh 10 for 10% off your normal price purchase. And today we're going to finish up the last couple pages of this huge 6x8x3 mini album using the Ciao Bella Wizard Academy paper, and wanted to show you why I don't do the cover first. You see all these scuffs from moving it around on the table? That's why I don't do the cover first. So, just so you know. And we are all the way back here. I do have some pages planned out, and we are on a green page. So, just a couple pages, and then maybe the back page. Well, yeah, we'll do the back page. The cover and the tags we'll probably do on a different, in a different video. So I have, this is going to be the green page, and I do have enough paper I think will be good I don't have a lot of wide paper, but I have a lot of long paper, so we're going to try and keep it vertical. So this flap here is, I always start, it's 4.5 by 7.5, and I scored it at 4 inches. And we're going to do the middle flap again. We're going to do the middle flap again. And then this one is going to have a pocket on it. So I'm lining it up with the outside, and I'm just putting it right there. And then a pocket for the outside of that flap. And it's a really tall pocket. This one measures, before I score it, it measures 4.5, and then you score on both sides at a 1/2 inch, and that's 3.5 by 5. That's a pocket. So we tape both sides and glue the bottom. It's going to be big, kind of skinny pocket. It's what I call a lollipop pocket, although this is kind of a big lollipop pocket because the lollipop pockets are usually smaller. I usually make those like with a little 2-inch tag, which is the lollipop. The little 2-inch tag is the lollipop. And then this side has this short page, and I just made a flap for that page. It's going to stick out a little bit further than the page. So this page measures, always on the centimeter side, this page measures 4 inches, and this tag is 4.5, which I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch by 4.5. And you score it on either side, since it is 4.5 by 4.5. And then it's just going to go in the middle here. Give yourself a little bit of room. And then it has a little belly band for it. This is just out of scrap paper. This does not go to that. This goes to that. It does not have a little belly band for it. We can make a belly band for it, but I think this pocket has a belly band, so maybe we won't. We'll leave it like that. Okay, so super simple page. And now we'll decorate it. Okay, so this set of pages is green, and I got all my greens out except for what I'm reserving for the back page. And have some skinnier pieces that I want to try and use here. That's a candidate. He is too skinny. Some wider pieces. that one's. That one. Okay, there's my tall skinny pieces. So I think I'll use this one here. And how am I going to measure that? I think it's 2 inches. I'm going to say 2 by 7.5. So I'm going to cut this at 1 7/8 by 7 3/8. Put that in with my strips. Oh, no, I cut him too skinny. He is not 1 7/8. He's probably, or 2 inches. He's probably 2.5 inches. Bummer. Okay, well, we'll do that again. Okay, so he's my next candidate. 2 3/8. And I just realized that I never turned my camera back around, or my light back around the last time I was cutting a small strip. So you guys haven't had that light. Okay, and that one's, that doesn't even, I think I need to take a 1/4 inch off. Now we just eyeballed it. That's better. Okay. So when I like willy-nilly placed this at pretty much 3 inches, I didn't do any measurements, so, which is fine. I could have always just put this on first and used that. Line it up, leave it about 1/16 of an inch. Alrighty, and then this one is the perfect size. I'm going to cut it to 7 3/8. Oh, almost dropped it. And then this one should be 3 by 7 3/8. Okay. Lots of room in this album for pictures. But yeah, I would be completely lost without it. Nor would paper crafting be very fun. So 10 out of 10. Completely recommend the ATG gun. Okay, now we can use some smaller pieces here. 3 3/8. I like that. 2 3 3/8 here. sure it fits. Yep. I'm getting my hands dirty today. Alright, 3 3/8 by. Here's not bad. How about. He is big enough, but only because of this weird thing there. How about I use this? I want the cat though, so I'm gonna cut the white off of both sides. Oh, it's not straight. That's okay. 3 3/8. Here we go. And then we'll just layer something on the top. Not going to cover the cat's head. He's gonna go here. And then we just have to find a strip, which isn't hard. We have lots of strips, but before I put the strip on, I want to check. There we go. If I have any words or something. So I'm gonna bring out my. Have that. It's not long enough. Oh, I like him. I don't think I have any labels long enough, so we'll just do a strip. Doesn't really matter what strip. There. I'll use this one. So 3 3/8. We know. And we'll cut it. Right there. I could just mark it. Let's just mark it. Oh, don't forget, with every order from ASC Supplies, you get a nifty pin. That is wonderful. Everybody raves about the pins, by the way. I think that's straight. That's straight enough. It's paper. You're gonna have some wins and you're gonna have some losses. It's probably like a 30-second off. Okay. There we go. I like that. And then this little guy here, we should have paper for him. Oh, I like this one. Let's use that. If I don't, it was 4 by 4.5, right? If I do remember correctly. Make sure it's directional. And then, yeah, and the other side is the same. Is he 4 by 4.5? Yes. 4.5. So, yeah, I'll do that way. I'll put him on the inside. He is going to go on the outside. Well, I guess this is the inside of the second page. I think my favorite pages are the ones with the little potion bottles on it. And then that includes these little herbology potions. The regular potions and the little herbology potions. I love how they like throw frogs and cats in every once in a while. Okay, and this one should be 4 inches by 7.5. Had I not cut these wrong, I would have more paper. But, ooh, do I want to use that? Yeah, let's use this. I think we've already used it, but I'm not mad about that. I like it. And there's a herbology there, so why not? Okay, and then the back side also 4 by 7.5. Is this the second? This is the second set of pages we've done. I feel like this video is shorter. Maybe I should do the last set. Okay, so if I want a 7.5, I've got to cut into this guy. Technically, this one should be brown, but I have this piece of paper and we're going to use it. And he has brown tinges in him, so I'm so happy with the, I guess the array of the patterns and the, like, the big pictures that we got to use. Okay, so there's that. So this page, I'm going to keep going because I don't feel like this has been a very long video. And the more we can do, the quicker we're going to get this done. So, this, I have a flap with a band or a pocket. Let's go ahead and put this big pocket here because I do have paper that I can use. And it's the green paper, so we're going to stick with the green paper. Or maybe a little bit of mix of both the greens and the browns. So big pocket here. This is like the last official page. Or try not to get sloppy. Sometimes when you get to an end of the project, you start getting kind of excited. You start going a little wonky. Let's see. I have this ledger paper, which is perfect for here. Oh, big page. This one is 5.5 by 4.5. So I'm cutting it 5 3/8 by 4 3/8. He's a little short. That's not good. How did I do that? Is he actually 5.5? No, he is 5 3/4. That's what happened. That's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to try not to get sloppy. What do? First paper I cut is wrong. 5 3/4 minus 1/8 inch, and then 4.5. Make sure that fits. Yes. Okay. And double check this measurement. Yes. Oh. Yeah. Okay, and then one of these will be perfect for that. That's the same paper. Directional. This one will be fine. 5 3/4, 5 3/8. All right, now we can glue these down. It's been an adventure, guys. This is a big honking album. It's been a while. But once you get back into the groove of things, if you take some time off, everything will be okay. He's a little uneven, but that's okay. Okay, and then this guy is going to be a flap, but I need to make sure before I glue him down that I have a piece of paper big enough. So he measures 7 by 5. I need to find a 5 by 7 piece of paper. And I'm using brown or green, whatever I have. And the thickest piece of paper I have is this guy here. And he is 5, but he is not 7. So I am going to cut him down to 4 7/8. We're going to glue him on, and then we're going to cut that other piece to fit. top flap. And then I'm going to cut off that. What is the easiest way to do that? Okay. And then on this side is going to be a big pocket, but I don't have, I think we're going to have to make it this way because I don't have any paper big enough to accommodate that pocket. So let's go ahead and stick him on. Show you my idea here. The book is bulky. Okay. So, oh, did I do that right? No, it's not even. That's okay. Okay. Try that again. Always flip the book around, I know better. Okay, there's that. So, for this guy, let's do, he is 5 inches, so we're gonna go, have any that big. I had one that would go vertical for him. So I suppose I could do that. See, this one fits vertically. And then I would just have a little space at the top there. Let's go ahead and do that. So before I put it on, I'm going to mat this. I'm going to turn these in here. I don't have my circle punch up here, but I have this label punch from a recent Stampin' Up! Haul. So we're going to use him. We're just going to use him. I'll show you how. Circle punches are ideal, but we're going to do what we do. Okay. So before I put him on, I'm going to put the pattern paper on. Oops. There we go. Then I'm just going to use this punch. We're going to turn it upside down, and in the middle-ish, any curved punch will do. I think that came out pretty darn good for being unplanned. And then I'm going to ink that there. And then bottom here, and you can put a giant tag in there. I'll line it up with the bottom, leaving about a 32nd of an inch there. Just enough to make it open and close. And then we have lots and lots of scraps. To put here. I think I'll keep it green. I'll use this one. That one is going to be 4 7/8, right? Dry fit. Oh, I kind of like this side better. Okay, I'm going to use this side. Slides right down in there. And then I'm pretty sure I don't have a big enough piece of paper, with the exception of what I'm reserving for the back cover for here. So what we're going to do is take what I do have and we can make a vertical pocket this way. So it has to stretch the entire pocket because I don't have anything. So I need to know how long this is. I should write this stuff down. That was 5 3/4. So I need 5 3/4 by, this piece is probably my biggest. And it is 4 1/2-ish. So I'm gonna make this 5 3/4 this way by 5 1/2. 5 3/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch on each side on the 5 1/2 inch side. Make a pocket. And we're going to have to use that punch again. And this is going to span the entire length of that. Before I put this down, I'm going to go ahead and cut. Well, we know this one has to be 5 3/4 minus 1/8 inch, so 5 5/8 minus, yeah, 4 1/2, so 4 3/8. Okay, so that one's gonna be there. Do the same thing that we did with that pocket. Punch. Just eyeballing it. Alright, so this one's ready. Oh, but before I do that, I was just going to go ahead and mat the top and the bottom. So I'm going to cut this at the 5 5/8. Do I have a smaller one? Should I do this one instead? This one will probably be alright. He's directional though. He's not long enough. I could use this one. We'll use this one first. 5 5/8. We'll put this one at the bottom. We'll know where to put our pocket. Chances that's going to come up here with no dog hair on it, 0. Okay. This is my life. Okay. He's going to go right there. So I need one that's about a little more than 2 inches. But it has to be the right direction. And 5 3/4. No, I haven't used. Yeah, let's use that. So 5 3/4, 5 5/8, and 2-ish. Okay. All these scraps over here. We're nearly done. We're going to do the last page. That will be it for this video. The next video is going to be the cover and the tags and stuff. The little details. So, again, this is the Ciao Bella Wizard Academy collection. And I started with, well, I'm not sure what I started with now. I've gone through so much paper. I'm pretty sure I had nearly all of it, though. He just sits right there. I think I had the Patterns and Solids, or whatever their version of Patterns and Solids is. The 12 by 12, the 8 by 8. Yeah, I think I had like all of it. So, okay. So on the very last page, we're gonna do that first, and then we're gonna call it a day. I decided that I wanted some kind of cascading pockets, but I think what I'll do is I'm just going to put how do I want to do this? Like they're different. They're like a 1/2 inch bigger per pocket. So I'm half tempted to be like, okay, we're gonna put this one here, and then we can layer them on the inside once I mat the back. Let's do that. Do I know that this is gonna work? Absolutely not. I have no idea. But we gonna try. There's the first one. I have this one measures, by the way. This one measures 6-ish by 4.5. And this obviously is not the right. Do any of these match? Alright, I'll deal with the pocket part later. I do have one piece of paper that I saved for this. I've used this several times, so I'm going to use this side. And that was because the other one had the they'll cut apart on the other side. So this page is 8 by 6. So 5 7/8 by 7 7/8. Give me a couple extra pieces of paper there. Down to the nitty gritty. So excited about using all the paper in a collection for one project. I usually get like 4 or 5 projects out of it. And by the time I'm done with it, I'm so done with it. If you know what I mean. Does that stop me from buying all of the things? No, no, it does not. Line it up with the outside edge. Okay, so I was thinking that I could just waterfall these here. Put that one there. Kind of like in the middle. And then this one here, just butt it up against that one. Oh, I thought it was a neat concept. Kind of center it. Try and center it. And then the theory was to put pockets on them. That pocket's the right size. Put little pockets on them. I like it. That's a cute idea. The reason why I don't use glue on my pockets is because I get glue on my fingers. I mean, I always put it on the bottom, but if I put them down the sides, yeah, guaranteed to get glue on my fingers. Okay, this is way too long. And this is way... Oh no, that one works. Huh, maybe I did know what I was doing. Well, I got all those cut aparts and a whole bunch of paper quilting I can do for inserts. So add the pockets, add all the pockets. And then this guy is just a 1/2 inch too long, so I'm just going to score it at a 1/2 inch shorter. Which would be there, hopefully. And then cut off this one. That should do it. And they're kind of all different widths because I just used what I had laying around, honestly. Okay. Now, have paper for the pockets. So let's go. Oh, he's not flipping. Something's wrong. Ah, I see what I did. So that was this one was a little too long. And it was going over the edge, so I'm going to take that one off and do a different one. This one's fine. Make sure I get the right measurement. That's going to be 4.5, so I'm going to cut him at 5.5. Score it 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, here. Okay, that works better. Alright, so I've got to evaluate the rest of my paper situation. I know I have plenty of paper for like the pockets, the backs of the pockets. We may have to look at. Well, he is perfect for this one, and I like that pattern, so 4 by 4.5. And that's pretty close, but it will fit perfectly up there. Oops. And directional. Here's not enough. Just kind of. Not this one. You can definitely go there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. It's directional, but I'm okay with that. 2.5. I can barely see it. I'll fit on that. So this is 5.25 by 4. I'm going to go ahead and use that one. Does it fit? And he's a little bigger there. We can use, how about we use this one? Because I haven't used it really. Okay, and then I think I'm going to use this for here. 6 by 4.5. This is 3. Nearly done, guys. And then I'm going to go through and do, let's take a little bit off of that. I'm going to go through and do the paper quilting for the different tags that need paper quilted, so you guys don't have to watch that. And on the next video, we will finish it up. We will do all the tags and all the little thises and that's we have to do, add the little embellishments and the front cover and spine, the front back cover and spine. We're not going to do anything fancy to the front and back cover because I like to leave my covers pretty flat. I've done fancy covers and there's nothing wrong with them and they still last and all that, but alright. I'll get some little strips to put there. And then something to put here. I want to show you something, guys. So I set aside my covers and my spine. So I'll show you. I set these aside. This is going to be the cover, and this is going to be the spine in the back, okay? Or maybe that'll be the back, and this will be the spine. I haven't decided, but this is the cover in the back. Now, as far as paper goes, this is what I have left. And then my little bits and pieces tray that I'll bring over here so you can see it. So if you want to kill a collection, this is the way to do it. So, and we'll use, I'm thinking that we're going to use most of this stuff when we decorate and do tags and stuff. So yeah, I think we're doing really well with this. It's just like a handful of small pieces. Tags will consume nearly all this. If we have enough for one card, that would be great, because then whoever buys this album, I can make a card for them. So, all right, so that's where we're going to end this one. Yeah, head on over to ASC Supplies on Etsy, ASCcraftsupplies.com. Use Scrapping Posh 10 for 10% off your normal price purchase. And all the links are in the description box below. And we'll see you next time. We'll finish this up. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.